It's like a.
Here's like this.
I don't know. Different rates. Well, there were some. It was more like you just watch everyone else in the water while you're like seeing the humidity.
They're all having fun. I'll give it to you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom! I love looking out and seeing all of these colorful outfits and delays, and I hope you're already having fun tonight for our Tropical Shabbat, hanging out to summer just a little bit longer. It's freezing out. Well, it's freezing! Today was like the first kind of chilly day, right? So nice to bring a little more sunshine into our space. So we're going to start. Hopefully everyone has a chance to pick up this Siddur, which is the Siddur we use on First Friday. Yeah, everybody has one? Great. We're going to start singing about how good it is to all be together tonight. Hine ma tov. Page 182. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. life is back, so taking another nice deep Shabbat breath in and out. Let's return to 201 for Shir Chadash. Wait, what is it? 201. Okay. Now I have to mention, and this may be true for all of you as well, that when we think of David Saltzman, we think of ukuleles. And so I want to thank Marcy Saltzman for playing some beautiful music on our way in, and for now I know how to precisely pronounce the name of the instrument. And Joel is accompanying Cantor Belinda on guitar for our service tonight. So thank you all for all the musical. Let's go together to page 9 for Lecha Dodi. Now, the really cool thing about Lecha Dodi, as we get started, is the main image of the song is that of a wedding. Lecha Dodi likrat kala. Kala is a bride. And so we're calling Shabbat a bride. And the question is, who's the groom? Was Josh the groom? You were the groom. And Gloria was the bride. Not too far. But yeah.
I think maybe it's the people of Israel.
Yeah, exactly. We are all the groom. We're all getting married every single Shabbat to Shabbat. And that's such an odd image. Yes, Gloria?
How do you know it's a groom?
Great question.
Yes.
I think it's because all of the rabbis who came up with this concept were men. And so the only thing they could imagine was that Shabbat maybe was female and that they were the male in this image. But we can, you know what? I think that's awesome. We can imagine Shabbat being any gender we want, being no gender at all, and that it's just about love and it's about union and togetherness for Shabbat. And the feeling of celebration that we feel at a wedding between anyone is the feeling that we feel when we sing L'cha Dodi. So page 9, let's join together. Oh, we have the shakers. Josh, do you mind helping pass these out? Thank you.
Shabbat
Yeah. Awesome, Molly. Thank you. Love. But what's interesting is the love that's being talked about is in relation to the gift of Torah. So the idea in this prayer is that God showed us love by giving us the Torah. So what do you think that means? What is it about Torah that could be a gift of love? Yeah, what do you think? Okay, interesting. So if God was interested in being worshipped, maybe the Torah could be a guidebook for that. Here's how to worship me. Okay, maybe. I hope there's more to it than that, but I think that's a good start. Okay, so what else? What else is there maybe in Torah that could be a sign of a gift of love? Yeah, what do you think, Josh? Having studied some Torah as well.
It like teaches you like lessons on how to be a better person too.
Awesome. So, yes, definitely part of it is a guidebook on how to worship God. We can't get past that part, okay? That's definitely there. And there's a lot of detail about that. But there's also a nice amount of detail about how to be a good person. And I know I like to really focus in on those sections as well. How to be a good neighbor, how to be a good friend, how to care about each other, how to look out for each other. So when I think about Torah being a gift of love, I'm grateful that it teaches me how to be a better human being. So to focus on the ways in which we are all one as one human, just humanity. We are all one. We turn to the Shema, which is on page 34, the big yellow shit. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai So the next question is, before we come to the song Mi Chamocha, what are some of the ways that we show love to God? Yeah, you
I have a question.
awesome.
If God gave us the Torah, is he kind of being I don't want to say arrogant, but
You can totally
say
say that.
we should say we praise to you, God, Adonai our God, Son of the universe. If he gave us the Torah, is that kind of being arrogant? In a way.
Well, there is one thing that basically says give thanks to God, He gave us the Torah as a sign that you love us. So basically it's like, hey, thanks for praising me and all. In this hand, I'm giving you this great thing. And I took you out of the land of Egypt. And I did all this stuff for you. Yeah. So basically, it turned into the fact of that even if though he may seem a bit arrogant, he's actually giving it to us for all the struggle he went through.
But when was the Torah given? I know it's after you did that.
Okay.
Josh, was that your question? Was when was the Torah given?
No, I was gonna say
Yes.
about how we love,
Yeah, please. And then, I'm not going to leave Dave's questions.
treat the Torah really well, how we have the yard and it's always covered and stuff.
So being respectful of this gift,
Yeah, we take care of
we dress it up all pretty. Yes, we definitely do. And we also read what's inside as well. We don't just keep it pretty on the outside, but we also try to study what's on the inside. Those of us who come every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. like Henry over there, we're always trying to struggle with what's inside the Torah as well. So Gloria, what were you going to say? And then Eva, coming back to your question.
If he gave it to us for our struggles, and it's I love you so much, then how come he likes us and not other people?
Oh my God, you guys asked the best
We didn't even start on Sunday yet. You beat us to it.
Oh my God, seriously, right?
This is normally not even Sunday level. This is normally Wednesday level.
Right, this is Wednesday.
This is Wednesday level.
Adults in the room, this is why I love studying Torah with these students, because they are amazing. They ask the best questions. Yes,
Wednesday level.
What's going on?
Right? We got to this philosophical discussions about the nature of the universe. Okay,
It's
so,
Wednesday level. It's Wednesday.
so, Eva and Gloria, you ask such important questions. And I don't want to brush them off. So let me at least say this, because we are going to be spending quite a bit of time this school year, in fact, in Kibbutz, focusing, Gloria, on your exact question, okay, from a bunch of different points of view. So I'm going to ask you to stay tuned, because that's really the area that we're going to be looking at all year in Kibbutz. The short answer would be, some Jews in history would say yes, that we do have a different relationship with God. Other Jews would say all of us have a different pathway to God, and each one is special. Almost like if you picture a wheel, like a bicycle wheel, and there's spokes on the wheel. We all have different spokes, and each one is valid and gets to God at the center, and we just have one that suits us better, right? So there are people who believe one way, and then there are people who believe the other way, and it's up to us to decide what works for us. So that's the kind of shorter answer, but we're going to go much more in depth.
Wait for a brief commercial break of Saturday.
Yes, Saturday's the commercial.
Yep.
Sunday is the now we're back.
Yep.
Eva, your question. Wait a minute. So let me get to it. Oh my gosh, now you have to remind me of the question after all that.
I didn't ask for it.
No. Oh, arrogance. Arrogance. Is God arrogant? We could actually, you could say that. The God of the Torah is different than the way God is portrayed in other Jewish texts. And in later Jewish texts, the Torah was written 3,500 years ago, 3,500 years ago. And just like we've grown up as human beings over 3,500 years, I kind of like to think God has kind of grown And so while God might have only wanted one particular kind of worship from us then, and made that rule book, I hope that there are other ways that we are in relationship with God now. Does that kind of make sense? So, Josh, you can enter your question into the arena, and into the sanctuary, but we are going to go to the Torah. So, but go ahead. You'll give us something to think about what you say.
God has been around since ever, which is what the Torah implies. Then wouldn't the idea of God changing that much over 3,500 years be a little crazy? It would be like the fastest change ever in comparison, because God would over time.
You're so right.
3,500 years put into perspective
Is
is
not
really
that
much.
Excellent point. Let's sing Nichamocha. You guys are awesome. I love you all.
Again.
Page 44, Fish Shamu. Page 40. 6, all who are able, please rise. to people we know in our community who are ill. And there is a wonderful prayer in this prayer book that I want to take a look at. We're going to say it together at the bottom of page 125 after we share names. I'll share the list we have for our congregation, and then if you have a name you'd like to add, we will all take those names in as well. And then we're going to read this paragraph at the bottom of 125 together. So tonight we are sending our healing prayers to Reagan Konecki, John DiNicola, Nancy Schwam, Miriam Swidler, Larry Mancini, Charles Sabat, Burl Bellows, Carrie Bellows, Iris Clark, Stacy Reed, Debbie Clymer, Nan Kraszewski, Daphne Rosenberg, Heather Waters, Joyce Giuseppe, Savannah Johnson, Ronnie Burson-Weiner, Lenore Lesser, Jimmy Imbrogno, Donald Hoffman, Denise Davies, Howard Schwedel, Ruben Starkman, and who else are you praying for tonight?
Jennifer Trula and Bonnie Rosenthal.
Marvin Kleinberg.
Anyone who is affected by Hurricane Dorian?
Agreed.
Aaron and Steve.
Marcy Saltzman. Chloe Davis.
And yes, our hearts are with all those in the Bahamas and the Carolinas, anyone who is suffering, hurting, without a home tonight or with a damaged home. Let's read this paragraph all together. Dear God, I am thinking about all the people who have been mentioned, who are in need of healing. Just as you helped our ancestors Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, and Jacob, Rachel and Leah, please help them all. Surround them with care like a warm blanket, and be like a soft pillow under their head. Share your strength and love with them, so that they do not feel alone and scared. Thank you. And we have people in our lives who have healed, who have recovered from being sick, from an injury, those who have gone far away and traveled and then have come back home safely, and those who have escaped danger in any way, including those who have been in the path of Hurricane Dorian. And so on behalf of all those who we know who have experienced that incredible miracle, and which we never want to take for granted, we praise you, God, who allows good things to happen in the world around us. And let us all say together. Amen. So we're going to do birthday blessings a little bit later in our service. But does anyone else have another Simcha that they'd like to share, another happy occasion going on in their life? Anniversary, some special accomplishment, something? Yeah, Laura.
I'm doing a karate demo.
That's awesome, really. What will it entail, your karate demo?
Oh, just do the demo.
Who watches it?
It's different for everyone. We're doing it at an elementary school.
Cool. I hope it is awesome and that you enjoy it and have a good time. Cool, yeah, Mom.
And like next year in June, we're doing fantastic festivals where our band plays for a judge. I'm not in
So next June,
Yeah.
you're going to be in a band festival.
Yeah.
Great, we can't wait to hear about it. That'll be awesome.
We got
Yeah, keep it up. What? Yeah, oh, okay, yes, keep it.
Team One Kung Fu in Seminar Olympics today.
Your Kung Fu team won in Seminar Olympics today?
Do you two just like constantly do martial arts? Is that just like your thing? Is that
We are all so safe because these two are in the room.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You're awesome.
I have a friend and I feel safe around her unless I'm mean to her. Then I don't feel safe. Other than that,
Okay.
protect.
Anyone else? Adults, you are welcome to answer as well.
Marcy.
Marcy.
My granddaughter won a silver medal and a bronze medal at the Maccabi Games.
Oh,
Yes, in dance.
in dance? At Maccabi, wow. That's awesome. Very cool, Mazel. Yeah, Tracy.
We are celebrating our 23rd anniversary tomorrow.
Happy anniversary!
Yes.
That's awesome. Congrats. Enjoy every moment. about in a little bit, but first I'd like to tell a story. And so, anyone want to join me on the road?
I second this motion.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks to microphones, everyone can still hear me. So this is a story called The Treasure. Once upon a time, there was a person named Rivkele. And Rivkele was very, very sad. She was very sad because she lived in a very, very simple shack. She had a very, very simple home in a very, very simple part of the town. And all the time, all day and all night, she longed for more. She wanted a nicer house, a nicer phone, a nicer car, all these different riches. And she just wished so desperately that all of those things would come to her. She was sad all of the time because she didn't have all of these things. One night, while she was asleep, she had the most vivid dream. And in this dream, Rivkele dreamt of a bridge in a faraway town. And under that bridge, right on the shore of the water, if she dug right there, she would find the most incredible treasure. And she would be able to have everything she ever wanted. She woke up, and it was so vivid. She knew exactly how to get there. She could picture in her head exactly where this bridge was and how to get to the city and how to find that shore under the bridge so that she could find that treasure. She's not crazy? This dream was so vivid.
She's not crazy.
We'll wait and see what the moral of the story is. She wants a new cell phone. So, she decides that she's going to set out. And she's going to find this bridge and find that shore and dig right there and find that treasure. So she finds a little boat and a little cart so that she can get and work her way to that far away city. And it takes her a very long time. It takes her weeks to get there. But she keeps going because she believes in this dream she had that was so vivid and that showed her this treasure. One day she finally gets there after so many weeks of travel. And it might have looked a little strange, but she finds that bridge. And she finds that spot. And she prepares to start digging. Well, just then, a police officer happens by and sees this woman who looks a little crazy, Rivkele, and says, "Excuse me, but what are you doing?
Do you need help?
Do you need help? With digging, at least. But why are you digging?" And Rivkele turns to the police officer and says, "Oh, you will not believe why I'm here. I had the most vivid dream that in a faraway town, under one particular bridge, on shore that was just off the water, if I started digging right here, I would find an incredible treasure."
That's what they all say.
I like the commentary. It's very Rocky Horror. So the police officer looks at Rivkele, and says, "What? If you believed everything you dreamed, then I should be traveling to a faraway small village to the house of a woman named Rivkele, and I should go and look inside her kitchen and I should dig in her floor and I'll find the treasure there. We don't follow every dream we have. They're not going to come true.
Oh.
So right then, Rivkala put down her shovel. She thought to herself, could it really be true? And so she takes her cart and her boat all the way back home, travels home for weeks and weeks back to her small town, back to her simple home, and decides to dig under the floor in her very own kitchen. And what does she find?
No treasure because of the treasure of the police officer and her treasure was her accident.
Oh, well, you all have very interesting endings to the stories. The police
The
officer was her
officer
true
was
love. It's not her
The
treasure,
officer
it's the
stopped
officer's
her and
treasure.
actually
She found a treasure under her own floor in her own home.
I thought that it'd be like something different.
She should have at least finished digging and then went. She traveled all that way. She should have finished digging. Like,
So, I think we need to hang on here a second. So seeing as how we have some different interpretive endings of this story, what do you think the moral of the story is?
What did she find?
She found the treasure.
what was the treasure?
I know the more.
Use your imagination, kids.
So Molly, what do you think is the moral of the story?
Don't chase your dreams. Chase other people so you can find out their dreams.
Don't chase your own dreams, chase other people's dreams. So that you can actually find something.
Chase other people and find out.
Go chase other people and find out their dreams and live out their dreams, not your own.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Are
Okay.
you two very
Eva,
proud
are
parents
you-
right now?
The moral, can you say that again nice and loudly so everybody can hear?
The moral of the story is that you don't have to go very far for the things you need or want.
That's true.
But if she didn't find that police officer there,
Yeah, she wouldn't have known to dig there. So she did have to go twice the length.
but
She would have to go somewhere.
She got some fresh air.
I know she just got there and then came back and double the riches.
she was kind of back anyway.
Let's stick for a second with Eva's moral of the story. Yeah. Yes,
What was it? Besides the police officer?
it was the police officer's treasure. He didn't have to travel far for his friend's treasure either.
Wait, why was the police officer's treasure under where her treasure was? Should they?
Because you chase other people.
Because their fates collided.
Maybe
Their fates collided.
They're almost brother and sister.
they're cousins.
We're in for quite a year.
Uh-huh.
Every year is quite a year.
I have a question.
You guys are saying
If we
to
go
probably
with the
learn
moral.
about
What if
this.
she was, and then they just didn't really try to meet anymore, and now they're not married or anything?
Well, so you can write a part 2 to this story, where now they each find their treasures and they marry and have millions of babies and have their incredible treasure. And many goats and owls and chickens.
Wait, no, their treasure?
Ostriches?
There wasn't two treasures.
There was only one treasure.
There was only one treasure. When she went down, she found the tunnel, and she went through the tunnel for like
8 years.
8 years on walking. And then she ran into a police officer who just ran into her at the same time. For some reason, he waited 5 days before he actually started digging and went down to it. And then they met up in the middle. And then they're like, hey, we got treasure.
The end.
Thank you for coming to my side talk.
Well, thank you everybody for your wonderful
Thank you for coming to my side
interpretations.
talk.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was interesting.
I'm glad.
That's mine.
For what it's worth, in Pirkei Avot, in the Mishnah, there is a teaching from the rabbis that says, who is rich? One who is content with their lot. So, Eva, when you said you don't have to look very far to find what you want or what you need, I think that's a really important thing to think about. We think so often about something that's out there that we want. Why can't we have that? Or why can't we be there or meet that kind of person or something, right? And we forget to appreciate what we have right now, right here, even if it's not what we imagined or everything we could possibly want. Or maybe we don't know it's there and we just need to look differently, right? We obviously don't need to dig into our kitchen floors, but the idea that we can find so much and so many treasures in our lives right now, I think is a pretty important lesson. So I hope tonight and this coming week that you have a chance to look for the treasure that you have in your own life right now, instead of what's out there, unattainable perhaps, or imaginary, but instead what you got right now. What's a treasure? So thank you all for helping me tell my story. So incredibly creative. If I did not have an improv background, I don't know what I would do with y'all. So who had a birthday over the summer that we didn't get to celebrate, or who has a birthday in September? Come on up, we'll do the chuppah right here in the center.
Get in there, y'all.
And do we have some tall individuals to help us?
I'm a tall individual, but I can't help out.
Tall individuals who do not have birthdays in said months.
Not me. I am a short individual. You're taller than me. You're taller than me, I'll tell you that much.
Do we have a few other tall individuals? Tall people? Okay, where's all our birthday folks? The problem is it's all. So we have the three of you. Anybody else? And Henry, your birthday too? Oh, of course your birthday too. I know, I missed it while I was away. Okay, so Henry is both a tall individual and a birthday celebrant. Okay. All right. So let's all join together in singing Yom Huledet Sameach. 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 And because we're so excited to celebrate for the first time in a whole year your birthday, we all get to join in Shehecheyanu as well. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'hidyanu la'azman ha'aseh. Amen. We wish you all a year filled with love and joy, good health and success. May you learn many new things. May you grow as a person. May your soul evolve. And may you just experience a year filled with complete and utter happiness. We pray that we have the gift of celebrating with you all once again next year, because that would be the greatest gift for us. So we wish you all a very, very happy birthday, Yom Huledet Sameach, and you may all take home a birthday tchotchke of your choice.
Oh boy. Shoot.
Hey, you can too. I don't think I'm supposed to be in there.
Big boy bubble.
Sharpie is too bad.
Can I have a Sharpie?
Nope.
Molly, what did you get for me?
Yeah, music. Oh, that's all right. All right. Henry, what would you like? All kinds of goodies. All kinds of goodies. What would you like?
The bubble.
Please do. Whatever you like.
Everybody gonna fall? My goodness.
So just a note that our president of the congregation, Brad Julier, is still on vacation through September 9th, so if you need anything, please contact the office or one of us. Welcome back to Key Boone on Sunday at 9:30. We are so excited. And our little ones, our tots, are coming back on the 15th with a new name. Our little ones are now, that program is now called Katantan instead of Hakala, because we had a little trouble pronouncing Hakala. And so it's called Katantan now, which is a little easier. And Katan means small. Katantan means even smaller and cuter. So it's Katantan. So that's on the 15th. Our security committee has been so busy and putting so much heart and soul into keeping us all safe and finding ways to ensure that we have a safe holiday season. So there are a few things coming up that I just want to highlight. First, this Sunday at 12:30 p.m. is part 1 of ALICE training, which is training in crisis intervention and in how to handle emergencies, should they come up, emergencies of all kinds. There are still some spaces available. Spaces are limited, but there are still some. Anyone in the congregation is invited to participate, and it helps you feel that much more confident in our space. The following Sunday, the 15th at 12:30, is part 2 of that training. If you've already had part 1, you are also able to take part 2, but you can only take part 2 if you have taken part 1. Correct so far?
Correct.
Thank you. Amy, in case you are not aware, is the wonderful chair of our security committee and works overtime both as vice president of our board and as the chair of security. Also in that category, we have an open event on Thursday night, the 19th at 7 p.m. We are very fortunate to have representatives from the FBI and from the U.S. Attorney's Office who are experts in security issues at houses of worship. And we invited all the local churches and mosques and synagogues to come and learn with us because this information is sadly very relevant. And also, the way we look at it is, once we all feel that much more confident in our knowledge, we can know the balance between keeping ourselves safe and also just being ourselves and being warm and welcoming and loving to everybody. So we are all trying to find that balance. So that's what's being offered from our security committee. Then we also have an Elul speaker series. You may recall that each fall before the High Holy Days, we have a speaker series where some congregants speak on one topic, and this year's topic is L'chaim, celebrating Jewish life. And so our speakers are all talking about the really interesting ways in which they became members of CBSRZ, the varied pathways they took to get here. And so our first speaker is coming up next Friday night on the 13th, 7:30 p.m., Jody Winch, our newer member, Jody Winch. There is no second Saturday service until after the High Holy Days. And then on the 21st, Saturday night the 21st at 6:30 p.m. we have Slichot, which is our holiday of warm-up for the High Holy Days. And we are, as we have the past couple of years, going to have a screening of a film. We're going to be watching Won't You Be My Neighbor, which I don't know if anyone here has seen. It's the Mr. Rogers documentary, and it's so wonderful and beautiful and gives us such an image of what the world can be and what we can maybe do to make the world that place. And so we'll be watching the movie, discussing it, and then taking part in a Slichot service where we start to get a taste of some of the High Holy Day melodies. Our choir will be singing. We will all take part in changing the Torah mantles from blue to the white for the High Holy Days. So it's really a wonderful evening. It is a longer evening, but you're welcome to come for all or part of it. It starts at 6:30 p.m. Thank you to Maxine and David for hosting tonight's Oneg in memory of Maxine's mother, Pearl. And anyone else have any other announcements? Stay tuned for a big email about the High Holy Days and just reminders about what services are happening when. And then we look forward to celebrating a new year with you very, very soon. So let's turn to our concluding prayers. On page 130, and Molly and Eva, do you guys mind helping us open the ark? Come on up. Everyone else, please rise.
Thank you.
And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. Page 134. If you hear the name of a family member or friend on our Shabbat Shalom or Yortzeit list, and if you're comfortable doing so, you're invited to stand up when you hear his or her name, and that allows us to recognize your loss, to offer you comfort, and then we will all rise to join together in the words of the Mourners College. This Shabbat, we are marking the Yortzeits, the anniversaries of death for Samuel Axelrod, Claire Bernstein, Nat Crair, Shirley Freed, Ben Gordon, Abraham Gottfried, Isidore Gottfried, Rose Hannenbaum, Joan Hoberman, Ida Isner Benjamin, Ruth Kaufman, Pearl Klein, Mary Krupnikoff, Jack Lindenman, Barbara Margolis, Leo Morris, Donna Moran, Leo Nevis, Nancy Ryder, Alan Schwamm, Harry Silverman, Yeshua Subitsky, Dave Stone, Mary Treppel, Daniel Weintraub, and Richard Zwillinger. Zichronam Livracha. Who else is marking a Shiva Shloshim or Yortzeit and would like to share a name out loud? Isidore Greenberg, Lola Maya. May all of their memories always be a precious blessing to those who love them. Together now we all rise and we join in the words of the Mourner's Cottage on page 134. Yitkadal, Yitkadal, Shemei Rabbah, V'almad Yirach Yerutei, Yamlich Malchutei, V'chayekon V'yonekon, V'chayekon Beit Yisrael, V'agalau B'zman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah, V'varach Le'olam Me'almaya, V'yishbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yishbahar, V'yishraman, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei L'Kudishah, B'richu, Le'elam Yimkol Birchata Before we go to the O&I, thank you all for being such good sports with these somewhat Michigan ideas we sometimes come up with. Thank you to Tracy and to the RITC committee for all their hard work on putting our Tropical Shabbat together. It was so much fun. And thank you all for playing along. It's so wonderful to have you here. Let's go and enjoy our O&I. Shabbat Shalom.
We have ice cream cones, we got ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
There is a specific I took the top wrap. It's funny, my parents had a place in Florida.
This is the old one.
She loved it. She always sang it. So when I got to Ukelele, that's
I'm gonna write everything down these days. They told that to us. I think that's what that went to. Because the rabbi was from
Come have a look
Gal
on
or
the
one of the two cities we went to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Saw the actual bridge.
Yeah, you get some good kids coming up.
Aren't they wonderful? I get to study them every week. It's such a joy.
Yeah, they said they're very comfortable.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
That they can ask questions and wrestle and
Real quick.
challenge. Real questions. I am all.
Challenge. You're going to be challenged.
What are you gonna do for a haircut? Back to your neck.
Nothing. There's always something.
My back is I like the ukulele song though.
Yeah, she did a great job.
She sings
Totally.
well. Yeah.
How are you?